Hi, I'm Lawanda Pulley, and I'm here today with Fonte again, and this is The City Speaks. Hi, Fonte.
Hello, Miss Wanda. How you
What?
doing?
I'm good. How are we doing today?
We good. We good. We good.
Okay, so Fonte and I just wanted to sit down today and have a conversation. There's a lot of things going on, and we just don't want to lose focus of COVID-19, and we want to share with you what we've been doing and some things that we've got coming up, and just wanted to keep everybody informed. So, Fonte has been filming all of the events where we've been out in the community, talking to people and doing some testing and some screening. And Fonte, tell me how the response has been.
Um, started off started off good here in Rocky Mount. Kind of tailed off a little bit in Princeville. Then we had a big boost right here this past weekend here in Rocky Mount at Greater Joy. Had a big turnout. Uh, got a lot of testimonials from people talking about how this testing is how valuable it is to them and what it means to the community. So um, we're doing some good work. We're getting some good content, and we're gonna be in Roanoke Rapids this weekend. Hopefully,
Yes,
we can get a lot more.
tomorrow. Oh my
So
gracious.
um, just want to ask you. The first testing here that you did at your place, how was the response to that? And then just tell me, some of the results of that, and how the ratio between different communities.
Okay, so the very first screening that we did here in the clinic was on May the 8th. The biggest response for the community was not from the African American community. We may have tested all of 10 African Americans, and the rest of our sampling was Caucasian. Um, the results came in, and we only had 3 positives out of everybody that we tested. Um, 2 of which were Caucasian, and only 1 was African American.
Okay, so that ratio was about 7 to 1 African American, one
African American.
to white that you tested that day.
Yeah, for the white community, it was more like 1 in almost 30
Wow.
tested positive.
And you did this right here in the South Rocky Mountain community.
Right here.
And we only got 10 African Americans to come and get tested.
Only 10. That was a little disappointing because I have resident patients, and none of the well, I take that back. There was 1 resident patient who brought her family in for testing. So the majority of people that I sampled on my first testing were not even members of the facility here that I
Right,
take care of on a regular
right.
basis.
Now, just to let people know, you're located right in the heart of South Rocky Mount, the Little Raleigh area.
Yes, I am.
That is 90% African American,
90%.
if probably more than that. So, what would you say to the community in surrounding you right now of how important it is to take this seriously and how valuable it is for us to get this trace test?
Well, I don't know how our community views it. I have to make the assumption that everybody was quarantining. You see a lot of people walking up and down the street, and not everybody has on a mask. So you really can't tell um, what the people in the community are thinking. It is a little disheartening because last Saturday we were right here at Greater Joy, less than a block away from the clinic. And yet and still, most of the people that we got were still not of the community. They were basically church members from there and from Tabernacle, Word
Right.
Tabernacle.
So you're getting you're getting most of your people that you're getting to come get tested are from outside of the community.
Outside of the immediate community right here.
So we have to change. We have to change that. So how do we change that? Who do we talk to get that? Especially like you're right around right down the street from some housing projects where it's predominantly African American. I'm pretty sure our community don't know their testing status
Well,
like we should.
there have been no active testing inside of the public housing community as of yet. I have reached out to them and made an inquiry into doing some testing right on site for the housing authorities. Um, but I have not received a response as of yet for a confirmation or anything to go into the housing community to see what the ratios are there for actual infection rates.
Well, we're hoping to hear from them because you're lining up a lot of testing that's coming up, and you're
Yeah, we
going to
got
be
quite a
going
few
to
sites
a
going
lot
on.
of rural areas and underserved communities. So I would hope that we can, get something
Need to bring it
lined up.
home.
Yeah, we have to get something lined up that we could get the people in this community to, take it serious for one and start getting tested.
Well, I have a very good working relationship with the Nash Health Department, and we pretty much communicate on a regular basis. And all of my positive indicators are forwarded to them, and so that they can be included in our numbers and our trace now, because we are tracing the infection about exposures. So everybody is from my testing, as long as they are a resident of Nash County, their results are being placed into the tracing now, and
Okay.
that follow up is being handled by the health department. I've talked to people's jobs after I've received their results, and let them know what they need to do, and about offering testing for some of their other employees right here on site, and I tell them just come on into the clinic and we'll take care of them. So we are doing everything that we can do in our immediate surroundings, and I think pretty much it's pretty much up to some of the leadership
Yeah,
here to
I
get
agree.
on board too.
I agree.
We need to have something other than just the health department. Some of these community leaders need to step forward. Like,
Right.
we had TJ with us Saturday
Correct.
over here at Greater Joy. And we also had Pastor Gilliard here. And
Yeah.
so we have some leaders who are a representative of some of the, um, I guess, the
Yeah.
politics and
Some of the
whatever,
wards in these areas that have definitely need
to step up, yeah,
to be tested, and
and
they
to
need
stress
to
the importance to other
absolutely,
people.
absolutely. Now you tested here first,
Yes.
and then your next site was
Princeville.
Princeville, North Carolina. Now, if I'm correct, when you went down to do Princeville, they already had 44 positive cases when you
Correct.
when you went down
When
there.
I went there.
Okay. So how many people did you get to test down in Princeville?
So, I don't know if y'all know a lot about Princeville, but Princeville is a predominantly African American community. Um, it's that place in North Carolina that you always hear about that gets flooded out. Well, that's Princeville. Um,
Rich history.
Very rich history down there. So when we were in Princeville, I was able to coordinate with someone who owned a building that allowed us to use his building. And we had 40 people that we tested. All 40 were African Americans. And 1 in every 8 was positive.
1 in 8.
1 in 8 was
That's
positive.
that's and they already had 44
And they already had
cases
44.
already. Man.
But we're going back to Princeville. Because our sampling population was so small, I have coordinated now with some of the town leadership, and with understanding the results from the first sampling, they have organized a place for us to have a larger sampling so that we can understand more about what's going on with COVID down in that town.
And that's why it's important for leadership to get involved in this, because you know you're just a small nonprofit organization that's trying to provide something that
It's very valuable.
and to be honest, you're the only one in this area east of Wake Forest, Winston-Salem, that is even providing the service. So I mean, kudos. I mean, people need to know this type of stuff, and people need to get behind and support this type of stuff. But we know how things work sometimes. You just gotta keep pushing.
Gotta keep pushing.
Gotta keep pushing. So we got Princeville coming up after Roanoke Rapids.
Yeah, we have Roanoke Rapids coming up, and then we have Princeville, and after that, it's going to be a high impact week. We're going out to Hollister, so we're going to be at Hollister during the third weekend this month on that Thursday. So I think that's the 24th. We're going to be in Hollister. Then on the 25th, we're going to be right back here locally, right up the street. I'm trying to think of where we're going to be. We're going to be at the police department over in Whitaker's.
Okay.
We're going to be right at the police department in Whitaker's on that day. And then the following day after that, we're going to be in Bertie County.
Bertie County. Ooh.
Yeah. So we are venturing out in other places. We also have a scheduled date in Northampton.
Just tell us a little about some of those areas that you're going to. Tell us about like what kind of facilities or any type of medical facilities do they have? Do they even have those type of facilities out there? Some of them don't even have those facilities provide any type of.
True. So Hollister is predominantly Indian culture. So they have some Indian health there, and I think there's some rural health in that area. Bertie County, from what I understand so far, is sort of like out in the limb. There is really, there's no medical facility in the immediate area where we're going to be going there in Windsor.
So that just makes what you're doing just
more valuable.
Triple the value of what they need out there.
Yes, because they don't have a resource there for testing whatsoever. And not only that in Windsor, but they also have a Purdue plant there. And we all know Purdue has had quite an infection rate out there. So
right.
I had a request from the community, and I'm going.
That's good. That's awesome. After Bertie, then we're going to be where after Bertie?
After Bertie, we're going to Northampton County.
So that's taking you all the way into July.
That's all the way into the second week in July. Yeah. That's all we have. We still have some more available dates that are available before then, but that's just all that we have on our schedule now. Right. I'm enjoying partnering with other health departments and other associations. You know, we have the new relationship now with Halifax County Health Department, and along with their superintendent of schools there, who's very concerned because, you know, we have to get prepared to go back to school. So, you know, just to understand exactly what a sampling rate would be there in the community is really going to give them a large picture of what they need to do to get ready for our children. You know, August is right around the corner here.
Yeah, and they're talking about trying to send those kids back to school. That's going to be, I want to see how this is going to work out, really. It's going to be something to see. But people, understand, Hello Hands, they are doing great work out here in the community. And I just want to commend Miss Wanda because she's doing this stuff out out of the kindness out of her heart. She's doing it on limited funding, and you know that's what it's going to take to get things done in our community. We're not going to be funded all the time. We're not going to have all the money to do things that we need to do, but we're just going to have to pull our stuff together and get it done.
And one other thing, you know, we're holding clinics on Saturdays and Fridays, and we have one clinic on a Thursday now. But I just want to give a special kudos to my staff, because without them and their support, none of this would be possible. So, Quita, we love you. Nikendra, I love you. I want to give a special thanks out to my lab, AccuReference, for helping us with the phlebotomists and stuff to come and support us in our causes, and for doing all of our testing for us and in the timely manner in which you're receiving our getting us back the results and stuff. So everything is just working out beautiful. All the volunteers who've come out, I thank you. I want to give a special thanks out to my girl Cam. Cam is a nurse practitioner student, but she's also my best friend. And she has come out every clinic that we've had to volunteer her services to try to help us get this work done. So I just want to say thank you all. You never know how grateful I am for everything that you do above and beyond, because we do this outside of our working hours. Right. I thank you.
That's what it's about, taking a proactive approach, because you don't have to take this risk to step out there, and do this for our community. But you said, forget that. This is my community. I'm taking charge of what we need to do. So kudos to you and the whole staff.
Really. And kudos to you too, because you're there right there with us, filming everything that we're doing.
I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm learning along the process, and I just thank you for allowing me to, help you out with this, because it means a lot to be helping the community.
It does. And there's some more stuff that we hope. Well, we're hoping that we get to bring online before this is over with. We talked to you about homeschooling and stuff, and with time getting close and no definite plans being in place right now for school, there's a lot of rumors going around. Being in school maybe one day, maybe 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And returning to homeschooling per se, or the video learning. And
it's just going to be hard, because from what I'm hearing from the school system is that if school starts back up, if they get one case, everything is shut down again. So they're not going to be able to keep funding, starting over, stopping. It's not going to be able to, they're not going to be able to. I'm just being realistic to the parents. I don't even want them to guess. Just get ready to homeschool your children.
If you didn't watch the piece that we did on homeschooling, it's available online at Lyles Media Group. It's also on our website at halohandfoundation.org, and it's on our Facebook page for the Halo Hand organization. So the material is out there. We're trying to keep you updated, keep you knowing what the no is. And let me just share some stuff with you here. So in the latest report from the health department in Nash County, we have a total of 219 cases. It's 143 people right now recovering at home, or recovered. They are considered recovered, 143 people. Isolated at home, 64. Currently in the hospital are 8, and 4 deaths recorded in regard to COVID. So that's just, I know those numbers don't seem large to you, but this is the numbers for only those who were tested. Okay? This
Correct.
Does not include people who were not tested. And we get memos about reinfection now. We've had some reinfection already. and we're not that far into this, and the fall hasn't even gotten here. So I know there's a lot going on in the communities. The press now, COVID-19 is not a major focus because of all the protesting and stuff that we have going on. We're all in support of everything that's going on in the community, but I cannot be taken off the prize with COVID-19.
Absolutely not.
It is something that even for every other thing that we're doing in our lives, we still need to take the proper precautions and know your status, know your family status, so you can keep not only your family, but everybody surround you safe right now. Okay? So, Fonte, anything else you want to add?
Um, no, we're gonna come back to y'all with a little bit more about the homeschooling, and I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more information about that and the school to contact. Please contact the school. They're waiting for y'all to come on and sign up. It's a public school, just like any other school that your child go to if you're in a public school system. So look forward for more information about that in the next coming episodes.
All right, Fonte, it's been a pleasure.
Hey.
As always. I'm
And
Lawanda Pulley.
I'm Fonte Lyles.
And this is The City Speaks.